All right, we're here with Tigers All-Star catcher Alex Avila. Alex, talk a little bit about last year and just how great of a year you had with all the all the success that you had.
Well, it was definitely a good season, not only for myself but for the team. We had a lot of good times, and it was one of those things. As a player personally, gaining the experience and the knowledge of how to be successful and consistent in the big leagues. It was big early on when I first got called up and leading up into this year, and for my success.
What was it like playing in your first All-Star game last year?
Amazing. It's a great feeling. The atmosphere is unbelievable. It's a lot like the playoff atmosphere without the pressure to win. I guess is the best way to explain it. And probably the biggest thrill for me was being in the clubhouse, with all those players. To have the best players in the game, just kind of collected in one area. Talking, swapping stories, stuff like that was definitely thrilling.
Big news this week, obviously, was the injury to Victor Martinez. Just talk about what the loss of him is going to be, not only in the lineup but also in the clubhouse.
It's definitely going to be tough. We all love Victor, for what he can do on the field, but also off the field. And that's going to be tough. You're not going to replace a guy like him. You just got to find a way to offset that, in different areas. That'll keep you consistent enough throughout an entire season and win enough games against the postseason without him.
Gerald Lair was brought back to this year to be your backup, which is kind of the reverse of how it was when he was here previous, where you guys were, kind of alternating each day. Talk about what he was able to teach you in his previous time as a Tiger.
Well, he's probably one of the best catch and throw guys I've been around. Great defensive catcher, and definitely helped me a lot with my footwork and some of the fundamentals of catching, which is something that I was learning in the process. I was fairly new at the position, and still learning the fundamentals, and he helped me a great deal. And overall, excited to have him back. He's a fun guy, really outgoing personality. So we're excited to have him.
Yeah, they don't call him G Money for nothing.
Exactly.
Talk about what it's like having your dad working in the front office, and basically he watches every single move that you make on the field. And do you ever feel like any extra pressure to succeed, knowing that you have your dad watching you constantly and pretty much evaluating you, judging you, and at one point, if he had to, he could trade you?
No, there's not any extra pressure. The thing about it is I grew up in baseball with my dad and grandfather working, at the big league level. So I've had it my whole life as far as growing up and, around a big league clubhouse. So there's not any extra pressure or anything like that. The great thing about it is he gets to watch me play, which is something we didn't really get to have as a father-son in high school and little league stuff like that. So it's definitely a great feeling.
You're Alabama Crimson Tide won the national title this year in football. Talk about what you did for the game and how excited were you after they beat LSU and shut out LSU.
Yeah, I was pumped. We had a get together with some college friends and just celebrated a good win.